What's up, everybody? It's Cameron from Surfboards.com. I am back doing another React video. I'm at my desk today. If you check out behind me, you can see the table is all cleared off. That means all our orders are shipped out for the morning and early afternoon print. We'll print out some more orders in like 30 minutes and get those shipped off. But until then, I have a little bit of downtime. So I was browsing some surf news on the internet, and the hot topic for surf news right now is shark attacks. I guess over the 4th of July weekend, there were some not fatal but bad shark attacks in New York, and frequent shark attacks in New York, I guess, which looking at some stats that I found is abnormal. Shark attacks in Colorado are non-existent because we don't have the ocean, obviously. But apparently New York shark attacks are not unheard of, even though that might not be the first place you think of when you think sharks. I definitely don't think of New York when I think of sharks, but according to the statistics, which I'm pulling from Business Insider, since 1837, there's been 20 unprovoked shark attacks in New York. That seems pretty low to me, even not thinking of it as a shark attack state, just simply that they're coastal. I would have thought more shark attacks than 20. How's that match up with everywhere else? Florida leads in shark attacks. They get 912 since 1837. These are unprovoked attacks. And then just kind of jumping around the United States, you've got other big ones. Hawaii and California are going to be, let's see, 136 for California, 187 for Hawaii. Texas down south, you're going to have 45 in that time frame. And then Oregon, that was another interesting one, only 29. So another low count. These shark attacks that are happening in New York, apparently they're happening at a place called Fire Island, which is part of the Robert Moses State Park. These are not like great white sharks or like Jaws. Some of the news articles that are reporting on this got a little lazy, and instead of using like stock images or just an image of the beach or whatever, they decided to use images from Jaws. So if you Google this, you'll see like people inside giant sharks' mouths being eaten and stuff. That's not what happened. These are much smaller sharks, sand sharks. The scary part is, though, they travel in these big schools. So the park officials at this Robert Moses State Park, they said that they actually track these sharks with drones. So park officials or park wardens are able to like fly drones around in the coastal area and just look for these schools of sharks. And I guess they're able to sort of watch what they're doing and count them. So this group of sharks is estimated at about 50 sharks. So even if these things were only a few feet long, and I think they're a little bigger than that, that's terrifying to think that there's 50 of them swimming around next to each other. As far as what happened, a boy and a girl in two separate incidents, both 15-year-olds, they were out surfing at this Fire Island in Robert Moses State Park, and they both got chomped by a shark. The girl, I guess, was relatively uninjured. The boy had to go to the emergency room, got him on his heel and his foot, said he had about 4-inch wounds. So even for a small shark, I mean, 4 inches is a big wound, I guess is what I'm saying. So pretty wild to think about that just some teenagers out surfing got chomped by a shark, and even crazier that there's 50 other ones nearby. I'm glad the sharks weren't hungry. They don't sort of like go into some feeding frenzy like the TV shows or movies would have you believe. So that's comforting, I guess. But the not comforting part is, as I was researching this story, 2 days after, or I'm sorry, 1 day after, this all happened on July 4th. It is now the 6th. So today there were 2 more reports from swimmers in relatively the same area that also got bit. So it seems like there's like an aggressive school of sharks around, if that is such a thing. Don't really know that there's anything you can really do about that. It seems like a school of 50 sharks is probably going to make their own rules for the most part. The park officials say that the sort of location where this is happening and the location of the sharks is totally normal. They're expected to be there. It's their normal habitat and all that. But the amount of people who are getting bit, obviously, if you've got 4 in the past weekend and you only have 20 in the past century, something weird's going on, at least making sharks a little more angry than usual. But Yeah, it just interesting thing for me to read about. Obviously, in Colorado, we have all kinds of wildlife: bears, mountain lions, deer, elk, that kind of stuff. Coyotes that are going to be roaming your property. You know, definitely some predators out there, and definitely some reasons to keep your animals inside or keep your lids on your garbage cans or whatever. But you go snowboarding, you don't necessarily worry about a random grizzly bear just charging out of the trees and attacking you. Yes, there's bears in the mountains, but that's not really how it works. Where, when you go surfing, obviously you have to be aware of all the dangers of surfing. Are you a good swimmer? Or, that sort of thing. But it's got to be just a real crazy feeling to hop on your board and think like, well, got to watch out for sharks. I don't want to get attacked by a school of 50 sharks. So yeah, something different today, a little different than the normal e-commerce videos, but feel free to leave a comment below. What do you think about, when you're getting on your surfboard? Are sharks in the forefront of your mind? Are you concerned about your odds surviving a shark attack? Um, Tangent. I was Googling, like, how do you survive a shark attack, simply because that's not something they teach you in Colorado. Defend yourself. Don't play dead. Uh, don't use your hands if you're able to. If you have anything sort of at your disposal, sometimes when you're in the water, you will, sometimes you won't. You can, hit the shark with something else that's not your hand. And I guess the reason for that is you can hurt yourself really easily with your hands. Now, you're being attacked by a shark, so hands probably aren't the number one concern you've got. Concentrate on eyes, nose, and gills, and make sudden movements to scare the shark. So some of that sort of falls into the same advice they give you for a bear attack. But I was having this discussion actually over the weekend with a friend: is, would you rather go up against a shark or a bear? And I'm taking the bear 100 times out of 100. I don't think I'd win either one of those battles, but either way, I'd feel better not being in the water. But tangent over. If you have any comments on shark attacks, how you think about sharks, or if that's even something that goes through your brain when you're waxing up your board or whatever, we'd love to hear from you. I'll probably knock out a few more of these React videos over the next couple weeks, just as the summer sort of ramps up for us and I have a little downtime. If there's any topics you're interested in, either e-commerce related, surfing related, Colorado related, whatever, just leave us a comment below, ask questions. We'd love to interact with you more. So as always, you can catch us on any of the social medias. You can check out our website, Surfboards.com, or you can just catch us here. So hope everybody has a fantastic week. Hope everybody has a fantastic summer geared up, and we'll talk soon.